Hi everyone, it's Maddie Calzon with my 10th video of this channel. The domain is geometry. It's cluster number 1, which is graph points on the coordinate plane to solve real-world and mathematical problems. The first concept is use a pair of perpendicular number lines called axes to define a coordinate system with the intersection of the lines, parentheses, the origin, arranged to coincide with the 0 on each line and a given point in the plane located by using an ordered pair of numbers, called its coordinates. Understand that the first number indicates how far to travel from the origin in the direction of one axis, and the second number indicates how far to travel in the direction of the second axis. The second concept is to represent real-world and mathematical problems by graphing points in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane and interpret coordinate values of points in the context of the situation. So let's get started. So first what we want to recognize are the different axes and how to make a coordinate pair. So first we are going to label the x-axis, which is in blue right here. This is the x-axis. And then this is the y-axis. So y-axis, x-axis. And then we also want to recognize how to make a coordinate pair. So we have our coordinate pairs, which you use parentheses to make. You have an x coordinate and you have a y coordinate. So the x coordinate will tell you where to move on the x-axis, and the y coordinate will tell you to move on the y coordinate. So if we had, for example, 4/5 in this little bracket, it'd be go to 4 here, and then go up 5 to the y-axis, which is here, and then you meet them in the middle to get your coordinate 4, 5. And then also we want to be able to label the origin, and the origin is right here. Origin. And that's all there is to it. Let's do some practice problems on the next page. Okay, so for our practice, I'm going to have you pause the video and do it on your own sheet of paper. I want you to label the x-axis, the y-axis, the origin, and then label the points that are listed below. So go ahead and pause it and do those problems. Hopefully we all got some answers. Let's see if they're right. So first we want to label the x-axis. This is the x-axis, so we'll put an x here. And then the y-axis, which is this. Then we have our origin, which is right here, right there. And now we label our points. So we have 1, 7 for our first point. So we find 1, and then we go up to 7 at the y. Then we have 2/5. So we find 2, which is right here. We go up to the 5 on the y-axis to get our point, 2/5. Then we have 0, 3, so we go to 0 on the x-axis, which is the origin, and then we go up 3, which is right there. Then we have 7, 9, so we go to the 7 on the x-axis, go up to 9, have our point right there. And then for the last one, we have 8, 1, so we go to 8 and go up 1. And that's all there is to it. I hope we all did well on those practice problems. Let's move on to the next concept. Okay, so for the next concept, we're going to use some word problems to figure out how to graph on this coordinate plane. So we have Rebecca starts at her house and takes the walking path to her school in the morning. She walks up 3 streets and then to the right 2 streets and passes the local church. Then from the church, she walks 2 streets up and to the right for 3 streets, which is where the school is. Write the coordinate point where the school is located. Okay. So we have 2 steps in this problem. We first have her passing this church right here, and then we have the directions to her school. So first let's do the church. So she starts from her house, which will always be at the origin, they don't tell you, and then she walks up 3 streets, so we'll go up 1, 2, 3, and then to the right 2, 1, 2. So the local church is right here. So then we look at our next set of directions, because then from the church she goes up 2 streets, 1, 2, and then she goes to the right, 3, 1, 2, 3. So then the final destination of the school is right here, and we can figure out the coordinate points by looking. So we look all the way down, it's at 5 for the x-axis. We look to the side, it's at 5 for the y-axis. So the coordinate of the school is at 5, 5. And that's all there is to it. Let's look at some example problems. Okay, so everyone pause the video, read the little short word problem, and then graph the coordinates on your graph. So I'm going to have you pause the video and do that. Hopefully we're all able to get some answers. Let's check them and see if they're right. So Amy is hungry and wants to walk to the local ice cream shop. She walks 1 street up and 2 streets to the right where she passes the library. From the library, she walks 3 streets up and 1 street to the right where she finally reaches the ice cream store. What is the coordinate of the ice cream store? So we want to know what the coordinate of the ice cream store is. So we start here, and it says she goes 1 street up and 2 streets to the right. So 1 up, 1, 2 to the right. So that's where the library must be. Then, from that library, she walks 3 streets up, so 1, 2, 3, and then goes 1 street to the right, 1. So this must be where the ice cream shop is. So we want to look at our coordinate points. We go down, there's 3 on the x-axis. We go to the side, there's 4 on the y-axis. So the coordinate of the ice cream store is 3, 4 of the ice cream store. Ice cream store. Hopefully we got those right. Let's look at our overview to go over what we've just learned. So we've learned a lot today with graphing. We learned how to label the x-axis, which is here. We learned how to label the y-axis. We learned to label the origin. We also learned how to make a coordinate pair and how to graph them using real-world problems. So I hope this video was helpful. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.